at the chair appropriation committee 5, and where they call MDAs and they ask them how they use them previous money and how they prepare this 2019 budget in relation to the human capital development. So one foresee all MDAs they tailor them budget towards that direction there.
Before they begin for ask them for defending 2019 budget, now I can check for the 2017 expenditure, what them get, how they spend them, 2018 what they get and how they spend them. What you want to achieve, we want to go back for look into the internet. So
to me, we get a little bit of financial background for do thorough check on MDAs. 1 week not enough. The auditors then for me then check any MDA, then can go around then 2-3 months, then they within that same MDA. But in this case, waiting normally Parliament they do, then they send out a questionnaires relating to you budget for 2017 and 2018 and how you able for spend them. At the end of the day, they ask you for provide list of how you spend that particular money day.
You talk about time where there be a little bit of constraint, because if I need forget thorough information, I need forget all the documents them way time knocking they for make different MDA them for produce. This in any way they affect the work we're gonna do?
Yeah, definitely. Now one of the effect timing is very important. We know time now a very big resources, and we they call different MDA. For example, Nami committee alone then assign 23 MDAs, and if you take 23 MDAs within a week, you get for ask them about their expenditure, then don't give the expenditure aids. And if you want to go in details of the expenditure aids, you get for require for certain document like the vouchers, maybe an invoice and so on, for so say yes, this expenditure right.
In a situation them where MDAs them not able to give una correct information or give una the document them where una want for verify then last expenditure or waiting them being called for them last budget 2018-2017, waiting can be the action where una then committee them also can take.
Well, the reality is we can recommend for the house at the end of the day we get for present we report na the whole house. We can recommend for madam we told a particular MDAs in budget, and the truth is no MDA no make them hold in budget, so they're really committed. Then they work very fast. If you ask for any documentation, they can make them available. But the problem now with we the members of Parliament now for going to those documents for verify them.
Talking about budget them now for 2019 financial year, different MDAs them they come and then they talk about them budget and they defend them budget them. How you don't observe so far the level at which MDAs them don't they defend them budget, especially for 2019?
Yeah, because first we get for look into you what you submit as your budget. Then we next step now for look to your budget ceiling, the what the Ministry of Finance give. Then from there we'll look to waiting Ministry of Finance approve. Then waiting they allocate to you. Then finally waiting you receive. But you go surprise for making you know say 50% of waiting the Ministry of Finance they allocate, the MDAs are not the receiver. Then one of the things we'll find out is that Sierra Leone they run a system we call cash base. That means the moment you encounter expenditure, that moment they pay for her. So a cash based system is a system wherein you no go able for operate if you not get money. But waiting they happen, for example, then can divide the activities into quarter. You get quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Sometimes 90% of the MDAs then do not can get funding in quarter 1, do not get in quarter 2, sometimes in quarter 3. So now we see the reason why this country not they move. Because if you don't come with this financial systems in a cash basis where they use, release the people the money on time so that we will be able for work.
Some MDAs them where they come then say that we don't make them budget, give Ministry of Finance like Usai an MDA go down budget like for 2 or 3 million leons for example, then Ministry of Finance can give them like 500,000 leons. One example are the Teaching Service Commission, we say based on what they be done budgets for meet up to the work with them for do na 10 billion leons, but the Ministry of Finance give them about 1.7 billion leons. Within as committee chairman them of different subcommittees, I think, but then different concern them also from MDAs them.
We still they work within the laws. The laws permit we for make recommendation to certain percentage. I think if my memory can serve me like 5%. But again, if you somebody don't prepare a budget of 10 billion leones, and you go give down the 1.7 billion leones. And the Teaching Service Commission, government in priority na free quality education. I believe say the Teaching Service Commission not for left behind. We capture in we report. Most of them general recommendation there. We are in government they delay for pay. Those MDAs we get for put into report. Again, another key thing we will capture now within the police. Imagine police they in charge of the internal security of this country. If it delay the police them budget, what do you expect? Crime rate go increase and so on. So the police then get an aspect where then they generate revenue for themselves. And Mina, deputy chairman for the public account committee, will be not sit on them. Then this me particular report get for capture that again. We are in with the recommended revenue way police they raise, make them use them at the end of the day when then they allocate to them, make them deduct them from their allocation, because the police can continue to wait for government until government money can before them begin operation.
All right, that's now Honorable Lahai Mara. They talk to Abdulai Gbla, but the thing they wait there now the committee on supply and parliament, committee of supply and parliament fair not from where they look at the budgets for the MDAs them. One reason is say one thing where they fair not government no can give the couple quick one to the MDAs them for do their work.
The Committee of Supply in Parliament, Tuesday, November 27, don't end them work for look inside different MDA them budget proposal for the 2019 financial year. Then different MDA them year been same way so explain different issue them from them 2017 and 2018 expenditure or how them spend couple where government been give them and some of the challenge them where them been face. Where we make most of them not been able to succeed on different projects them. Dr. Richard Moigbe, the Inspector General of Police, he talked but then challenged them inside 2018 to the Sub-Appropriation Committee number 5.
I had engagement with the minister to tell him about the critical commitments we have, liabilities like the fear. NPE have warned that they are going to stop giving us fuel. Even our rice supply, the rice supply, we owe the rice man over 9 billion. It's now 4 months backlog. He has refused to supply.
But not to just the Salon Police get challenged in terms of budgets. Listen to Dr. Stenela Beckley, chairman for the Teaching Service Commission. We not glady with the kind couple with the Ministry of Finance give them as budget for the year 2019. As he say, they may ask the Ministry of Finance for give them 10 billion loans, but then just get assurance from the ministry, say they go get about 1.7 billion loans.
The fact that we have to keep tabs on our teachers every single day, week, month, and at the end of the month, we need to know who and who has been dead. We have to monitor them again to see who has left, who has died, who has retired. It's a heavy load, sir. And we ask for 10 billion because we have 14 district offices to manage and the monitoring and everything that goes with. But we were given just 1.7 billion.
Honorable Lahai Mara, now one of the chairman them, now the Committee of Supply and the chair committee number 5, he gets concerned over the fact say the Ministry of Finance not can get different MDA them couple quick for carry on with them activity them.
Sometimes 90% of the MDAs they do not can get funding in quarter 1, they not get cater in quarter 2, sometimes in quarter 3. So now we see the reason why this country not they move. Because if you don't come with this financial systems in a cash basis we they use, release the people the money on time so that we able for work.
Honorable Lahai Mara carry on for talk to Radio Democracy about how he feel. But the fact say some MDA them can call for couple with the Ministry of Finance not can end up give them all, but can cut them down like the Teaching Service Commission and other one them and self waiting a think, but couple where the police not can get quick for do them work.
Somebody don't prepare a budget of 10 billion leones and you go give down the 1.7 billion leones. And the Teaching Service Commission, government in priority na free quality education. I believe say the Teaching Service Commission not for left behind. Most of them general recommendation there. We are in government they delay for pay. Those MDAs will get for put into report. Again, another key thing will capture now within the police. Imagine police they in charge of the internal security of this country. If it delay the police them budget, what do you expect? This me particular report get for capture that again. We are in with the recommended revenue way police they raise, make them use them at the end of the day when then they allocate to them, make them deduct them from their allocation.
Matthew Dingy, na Principal Deputy Financial Secretary na the Ministry of Finance, he first begin for respond to why the Ministry of Finance most of the time not can give couple quick to MDA them for carrying with them activity them as the Salon Police and other one them we don't complain about this.
Well, this as a result of the definitely economic situation we dey face, because you couldn't do the budgets in anticipation that the resources that we expect for coming go come, and you go able for spend them as and when MDs and they ask for them. But they not can normally go that kind easy way, because we can get challenges in revenue generation, and also we can get challenges in even expenditure, because during the course of the year again, so the MDs then can come up with emergency requests the way, for example, they not be done at the budget.
Matthew Dinge talk about wetin he think about Honorable Lahai Mara in recommendation, say police for take from the couple wey dem dey gather for fund them activity them, as according to the Ministry of Finance go support this, but with condition.
Yes, we support that. We definitely go give them the assurance by virtue of the operations wey dem dey do, for let them continue for get access to them funds then they, but just that one let them they report and force as revenue, and then we dey get an understanding with Bank of Sierra Leone that once those monies come in, they should be transferred again to the police account. But before police access that money from the account, then for give you a list of the expenditures they want for you utilize that money they on, and then we go note that, so that when we release the normal allocation, we not go pay twice for the activities and they.
The principal deputy financial secretary at the Ministry of Finance, Matthew Dinge, same way so talk about the issue of the Teaching Service Commission, we say they need couple for add by the 1.7 billion loans where the Ministry of Finance don't give them, although they be asked for 10 billion loans. My question to Ram on this issue now that if the Ministry of Finance concerned about this.
We concerned, but what would they try for do, as the minister self mentioned in our budget? We want going forward now, let this budget be a credible and reliable budget, wherein the amount we don't put inside the budget, say every ministry or department for receive, let we get them. It's not about just increasing the budget. Say yes, you need 10 billion, so let's put it in the budget and say 10 billion, and then at the end of the year you only get 500 million or 1 billion. It's not credible. And also Teaching Service Commission specifically, we know there's a lot of donor interest for support the management of the teacher payroll, where we don't set up this commission. So we know from the World Bank side, a lot of resources go come in for support the operations of that commission.
So Minister of Finance about to donor partners than waiting they actually forgive from government coffers to the Teaching Service
for
Commission.
the same reason as I say, you don't want to duplicate. If you don't get when they say donor partner, they are giving the money in the name of government, so it's still government resources.
That na Matthew Dinge, principal deputy financial secretary in the Ministry of Finance. As the Committee of Supply na Parliament don't complete them work for look inside the budget for different MDA them. Then MDA them just the wait now for see the recommendation them where the Committee of Supply na Parliament go make for sake of the different concern them where they don't raise before member them of Parliament before they go later approve the country in 2019 budget. As it look like for say this budget don't pass most of in tough test them, and just the wait now for see result as school pikin we sit exam after it don't study well. For the Society for Radio Democracy, me na Abdulai Gbla the report.